And we are live. NashvilleLou Live back on the air. It's NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition with Warsaken Blitz. March 22nd, 2022. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. We're going to jump right into it here with tournament action. I'll have to adjust the overlay once we get into it. We're taking on Lord Kraken. I just realized I'm going to have a bit of an issue here as far as overlay goes. Let's see. Oh, well, that thing's off considerably. That's what I was going for. All right, just stand by, please. There we go. I need that overlay. Let's make a little bit of fixing it on the fly here. We'll see. It's Warsaken Blitz Tournament Edition. This is a best of one single elimination tournament, so we'll see how long I last. But with a gold deck, it'll give me a... we're open for the Twitchy Tides coming up in a bit. Exclamation point play in chat to get in. Scurvy Bot is live. We got a lot of fun stuff going on. Let's see. Code ready. All right. No, of course I chose the wrong thing here. I need to choose start a match to get an actual code, I think. And there's no code. That's not the right one. I haven't played this in a while. Ugh. Oh, join with code means they'll give you a code to give. It's never made sense to me, but okay. So I'm taking on Lord Kraken. This could be a very quick exit for me. We'll just have Twitchy Tides for the rest of the hour. I don't know. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to send the code in the chat here, but this has been a little bit haphazard as far as the layout. And this is on me for not having some of this stuff ready to go sooner. In the interim, though, we wait for this game to get going. Let's see if I can adjust this overlay part here. Here we go. All right, so Warsaken Blitz. This is one game. If I win, I advance. If I lose, I'm out. I'm going to keep this. Adjust very quickly here to try and get the overlay to fit the way I want it to. Hate doing this sort of thing live on the air, but guess what? Here we go. And I get to go first. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition. I gotta move this up a little bit higher. We're going to go with that. Okay. Roll to 1. Oh, come on. There we go. So I'm taking on Lord Kraken. This is the first match, best of one tournament. I should have done a much better job of prepping for the broadcast, and yet here we are. All right, because my opponent hasn't played anything much at all yet, just the one card, I can force a discard here with Suit X, Intel. Enemy discard 3. That'll happen at the end of the turn. 3 spots open in my war zone. 2 actions to go. I'll play a second Volcanic Eruption. 3 spots open. 1 action remaining for the turn. Play a Weather. Shattered Ground. That will end my turn. My opponent has to discard 3. That's what that sitting there on a 1. But it'll actually re-roll, or not re-roll, just actually roll the die, just sitting there for the moment. Why isn't it showing what's all darkened out? All those red cards trying to be sneaky. On intel, building. I love seeing my opponent with building cards in their discard pile. They'll sometimes give you some inside info. It's really dark, though. I guess if you're going up against all blood foil everything, you're going to get some dark-looking cards in that discard pile. Roll a 6. Well, that's not a roll of 1 there, that's for sure. 11 cards, 6 actions. Remember that discard, that force discard just happened. Force match. That will eliminate one of my 4 territories. I'll be down to 3. We'll have a Twitchy Tides game coming up. I can't promise when. That's going to have to kind of work around the configuration of the tournament. If I get bumped here, though, then we'll have it from whenever that happens, the top of the hour. Glad to have you with me here on NashvilleLou Live, Tournament Edition. A little bit different here. So what was it in the 5mm tournament? Did I save the changes? Clearly, oh, it said 5mm on there anyways. That was a tournament from last July. I'm gonna put tournament for now. I'll fix the title later. Okay, so I've got a down 1 territory. Opponent's got a WMD and a force card showing my turn. 3. All right, 2 spots open in my war zone. I'll play a second Shattered Ground. Okay, it is. I'm going to double check on that. Now, a tough choice here. I've got 2 spots open in my war zone, 2 actions for the turn. Could put some intel out there, but that blocks the 3rd spot in my war zone. I'm kind of like, not so sure about doing it that way. So I won't. I'll pass up the actions in the turn. Roll of 1. I'd like to get into that next Twitchy Tides game. It's ! play in chat. One. Same as before, I'll leave that action unused, leave those last 2 spots in my war zone open in the turn. It's Warsaken Blitz. 4-5, this tournament. I scroll through a mountain of GIFs to get to the name of the tournament. Move to the Front is the tournament name. There we go. Finally, the title updated. Good time for that. WMD, not so good for me. This is going to be down to 1 territory. But this could end quickly for me. I knew that going into it. We've been starved for tournaments. Like real tournaments that people can see for a long time now. This is in the official Warsaken Discord. Well, this one was set up. There's a loot buy-in to it, so it wasn't a free entry. Let's see. A couple of weather cards, a couple of WMDs, and a force. My turn. 6. Got the WMD match and a weather match. Play the weather first. Volcanic eruption. Weather. Hit the extra turn. 5 actions, 3 spots open in my war zone. Obvious play here is Moz, Gas, WMD. A WMD match will eliminate 2 of my opponent's territories. Look at those beautiful blood foil reds. Alas, they have to go. The Exile's Trap. This one is -6, probably all -6. City Engine Fortress. -3 for Scrapyard. -4 for Zim. We'll get rid of the 2 6s. Not that it matters really with the morale, but best results. Down to 7. Okay, 2 actions for the turn with an extra turn pending. Play the pair of intel cards. Assassination attempt. Extra turn. 1. That does not make a match for me. Let's see. I'm going to leave it as is. Keep that third spot in my war zone open. Pass up the action in the turn. Warsaken Blitz Tournament Edition. Move to the front tournament. My opponent rolls a 2, taking on Lord Kraken. A 100,000 loot entry for this tournament, at least if that bracket I'm looking at scrolling up from before is true. Winner of this gets the winner of Asteroid Eater versus Hunt Alex. So we'll see if and when I get to that, we'll deal with that. My turn. I'm down to 1 territory. Roll a 5. Nothing makes a match. Play a pair of weather cards. Tropical Cyclone. Pass up 3 actions and end the turn. All my opponent needs is 2 more force matches to beat me. Taking a Lord Kraken. Roll a 6. This could be it right here. If there's 2 force matches in hand with 20 cards, when your opponent gets to 20 or more cards in Warsaken Blitz, look out. There's a force match that'll give me a compromised leader. Once you've got a compromised leader, all your opponent needs is a force match to beat you. If Lord Kraken has that in hand, that's the game, and I'm out of the tournament. I'm not even 15 minutes in. Grand opening. That's 1. That's the Kraken. That's a gold Kraken. A second. Is there a third? If so, that's the game, and that's it for me in the tournament. And there it is. That's the third. Lord Kraken with a slow roll on me there. Thanks, pal. All right, well, that's it. I'm out. All right. Am I supposed to say low? Oh. If we do this again, we have to do a few things differently. I can promise you that. Let's see. Now, how do I even respond to here? Lord Kraken win. Good game. Well, that was a solid bust right there, huh? The upside is we have to play some Twitchy Tides now. Oh, and I didn't get the music. Well, you know what? We're switching the music even for this because I'm not going to switch it back. Turn it back down. It's just one thing after another with this. If I don't do things meticulously with the technical stuff, this is the sort of sloppiness that happens. And that's on me. All right, so we've got 5 players in now for this first Twitchy Tides game. The lobby, quote unquote, just opened. We'll bill it as that. It's the after party. Well, there's 100,000 loot. They got me less than 15 minutes of fun. Hey, and yeah, I knew that risk when I signed up for it. Nobody made me. I'm just glad we had a tournament. But if we do this again, we're going to need to start a bit more for me to be involved. Because otherwise, I'm just... What are we doing, you know? All right. Well, I guess I think they'll move to the front out of the rotator there as far as that overlay goes, because that tournament, I'm out. I felt like a lot more work to do 15 minutes of stuff than it needed to be. But that's on me. Look, I didn't have to sign up for it. I'm desperate to play some Warsaken Blitz. I mean, the endless preseason. In March of last year, I peeked the microphone. You tell me what on tilt about it. But a year ago, I won the Grand Slam tournament, and they just stopped having tournaments nearly entirely after that. Actual real tournaments that people can see, not nonsense on Discord. I'm not talking about the Warsaken Discord either. At least there was something there today, and I'm glad we had that. So we need 2 more players in for the first. We're going to have Twitchy Tides for the rest of the hour. Then we'll watch some basketball. Oh, let's see. I'll get in with Lulu Fish. I'm not in my usual jovial mood. But alas, as a true professional broadcaster, you have to soldier on. So 1 more player in will give us 10. I still take out that... I mean, you can tell I'm a bit thrown off. I can tell I'm a bit thrown off. All right, where is this? What's in a folder? That's right. Top right corner. Properties. You don't get to see this part, but that's fine. Warsaken move to the front. I can remove that, and so now the rotator's up to speed. I'll be back on Tuesday, Tides Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 0200 UTC. That's coming up this Tuesday. But when we get one more player in, we'll have 10. You need at least 10 players for a game that'll count for the leaderboard standings. So I'm out from that Warsaken Blitz tournament. In 15 minutes, and boom. That's the way it goes, the best of one. I mean, it's just so RNG based anyway. Here's the part of the problem, though. We need, if you're going to have tournaments, the single elimination stuff, if you don't do that, you'll be spending all day at it. If you go best of 3, it's going to take a lot more time. A round robin makes so much more sense. Give me 6 people streaming this game live. Or even if they're not streaming it, whatever. Just give me 6 people that I can actually trust will be there to play. I'm going to do some amazing things with this, but I can't force people to do it. Scurvybot is live giving out Nash cash. We'll take this to at least on top of the hour. I wish there were a way to disable the enemy kills in this lobby area, because sometimes I'm playing a game and I pop back over here and some of the fish aren't there, and every time I've got to explain, well, it's just the lobby, blah, blah, blah. It's just a warm-up, etc. I'm getting sick of saying it. And more importantly, I'm getting sick of flipping back over here and them not being there. So if there is a way that's possible to do that, that would be nice. Once I got rid of having the on-screen squished down postcard size list of names, I found that it looks better the way it is now. So I'm happier with that. It's NashvilleLou live. Feel very discombobulated the way this whole thing played out. And that's on me for not being more well prepared. This is turned off. Would exit out of that Warsaken game. That was a one and done. I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative that we had this tournament, because I'm glad we had finally. We've needed this for months and months and months. I didn't like signing up for the tournament and then we hit, oh, you can go and play your play-in game now. I wouldn't have signed up if I would have known that was the case. I mean, okay, well, fine. Or I would have, no, I take that back. I still would have done it, but I just wouldn't have streamed it. All that chatter in Discord, and none of the outside world gets to hear it. They don't get to see it. And it frustrates me greatly. I've been broadcasting for 30 years. I know a thing or two about it. And there are some people that don't. But think they do. Oh, that drives me crazy. Other people's streams, whatever, that's their business, but so we're sitting on 9. We need one more person to get in with exclamation mark play. That will give us the minimum to have at least 10 players for a game of Twitchy Ties that'll count. Come on, don't make me go on the freaking Discord for a Twitchy Ties and beg somebody to get in here. Like, why are there only 3 fish showing in there right now? I know they'll respawn in a minute. I don't like that, because that's a problem when I need to look at this at a glance. Say, okay, here's who's in here, players, because you want to see, because without that list of names, and again, the longer I don't have that up there, the more I think it looks better without it, because it's kind of squished in there before. I couldn't really even read it unless you had a large screen. Somebody on a phone, good luck. 10 players, thank goodness, thank you. All right. Always something, isn't it? All right, let's take the overlay down. All right. Well, this is a Warsaken tournament stream, even though it was just one game and I got bumped. I should have been ready sooner before the broadcast, and yet here we are. All right, so all set here with my notes. For this next game, the winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. If I win, prize goes to second place. And this first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. Join me this Tuesday for Tides Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 0200 UTC. And right away, Debo the Shark takes out Benarba High, takes out my Lulu Fish. We're down to 8. Debo the Shark takes out Bo Reddington and Cabinarna. We're down to 6. The Hook, Big Worm, takes out Funkin' Crypto and Deadly's World. We're down to the final 4. Solkanar, Parrots, Silent One, and Dark Room War, the last 4. Here comes Debo the Shark. Remarkably, Debo misses everybody. Well, maneuvering there by Solkanar. Avoiding the sharp teeth of Debo the Shark, the battle continues. I've been telling people for years and years now, literally for years, get this stuff outside of Discord. Let the world see it if you want this to grow. And the world of wax gaming is stagnated. And it drives me absolutely crazy. Grabby Mike, working the wall crawl, takes out Parrot and Silent One. We're down to the final 2. It's Solkanar and Dark Room War. And I'm talking about that for practically every game on wax. Pink Felicia stings Dark Room War, and that's the game. So congratulations, Solkanar. Victorious here in this Twitchy Tides game. I got bumped in that Warsaken Blitz move to the front tournament, move to the back for me. Hit the bricks tournament for me. Best of 1. Are you kidding me? I got knocked out. And so we've got Twitchy Tides coming up for the rest of the hour. I'm going to go at least an hour with the stream. If I start a stream up, that's my intent with that. So luckily at 10 players, everybody gets, I didn't mean to do that. There, I was trying to scroll down with it. So everybody gets a top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, Solkanar, victorious. All right, back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation mark play to get in. Let's play some Twitchy Tides between now and top of the hour. And Warsaken Blitz is still a wonderful game. Just without a turn timer and without a way to easily get opponents lined up for me without me having to actually do the work and actually find somebody to play. I can't do a live stream doing that. I'm not going to go back to the queue system. But I saw this as an opportunity, finally a tournament. For the first time since July of last year, an actual Warsaken tournament that I can stream. Even as best of 1, that's how desperate I was to stream this. I love this game. Warsaken Blitz is so much fun. It makes me sad when people say negative things about Warsaken. But people are entitled to their opinion. But it still makes me sad because I enjoy it a lot. I mean, the long term it's there. It's just, this is a colossal lift what they have to do with this. I really wish they would have done it more in pieces, but I don't know how that even works. I think I've just gotten a turn timer in there. That would have been a lot more helpful, but that all has to happen at once apparently, and so we'll get to that point at some point. Because you got people, and I see bad behavior too with Warsaken streaming. The streamer takes 20 minutes to make a move. Makes me not want to play people when I see that. Because it's an endless preseason. That's what we're stuck in. At least with the tournament, there were some stakes. Grant had to put in 100,000 loot, but everybody did. That's part of it. Nobody forced me to. Those spots filled up fast, too. There was interest. That's on top of everything else. It's not have to beg people. But ultimately, any sort of single elimination tournament's gonna have a lot of downtime, a lot of waiting. Just because the variance, when you anything less than best of 3, it's just a coin flip. That was just total RNG when I ran 2 against Lord Kraken. Luck of the draw, you know? And that's part of the game. That's part of the fun. That's why I was able to win that Grand Slam tournament without using the delay and without hiding my cards last year. Using the same deck build for every round and every game for every round, for that matter. Anyway, so we got 7 players in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation mark play. I'll get you in. Normally I get in when I take the overlay down so I don't get out of order, but I do want to get us closer to 10, so guess what? Play. And this time I'll use the Buster Beaver from Oga. I'm happy. Here's some good things with Wax. I'm happy that they've done away with that 5 Wax price to create a Wax Cloud wallet. Make it easier for people to get in that are new. Like if you look from even 2 years ago, a lot of the same people are still here. We haven't added a lot of new people to the World of Wax. I look at Tyranno Studios and I get angry. Because they should be the ones leading the way. They had a way for everybody that had an Amazon Prime account to get a Wax wallet at no additional cost. And then next to nothing to promote it. I mean, if you like your game's 80% done, then I've got a studio for you. We've only got 8 players in here. For this next Twitchy Tides game, we need 2 more for a game that'll count for the leaderboard. Twitchy Tides has a different sort of a problem as far as you're not getting the boost with the viewership that you used to because there's a lot of people running auto tides. There's a lot of people playing the game, which is a good thing. I don't want to suck them down at all on Twitchy Tides. It's a lot of fun. But it's hit everybody. When you got 3, 4, 5 streams you're watching at once, it's not like you count, if one person counts as 5 people watching at once. I don't exactly understand how it works with the way that Twitch counts viewers. But those same people are still able to earn from ScurvyBot. Even though they might not necessarily count. You can have your feed paused and still be getting ScurvyBot going. And that's a flaw in that, at least the way I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's also possible. You can have somebody that's lurking and not even watching, but is still in the chat. So there's that. All right, so when we get to 10, we'll have our next Twitchy Tides game. We got ScurvyBot giving out that Nash Cash. 5 Nash Cash every 10 minutes at introductory rate. All right, let me see if I'm missing anything important here in this. I find Discord to be a very awkward thing to maneuver through at times. When you try to go from one to the next, you gotta do it. You can't, like, there's anything to pull to scroll down. You gotta, like, use your roller on your mouse, which on my work computer, that mouse is on its last legs. And it's not even like a name list, it's an icon. Some people get over clever with it. All right, let's see. Oh, we got 10, hooray. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live. Let me take the overlay down. We have our next Twitchy Tides game coming up in just a second. The winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. By win, prize goes to second place. And this second Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast begins now. 11 players in. Right away, Big Worm the Hook takes out Antikilla and Cabin Arnhem are down to 9. The hook, Big Worm takes out Silent One. And Mortez down to 7. I was out not even 15 minutes into that Warsaken Blitz tournament. Best of 1. Pink Felicia working ground level. Stings Autumn's Toys. We're down to 6. And Felicia will exit stage left. Join me this upcoming Tuesday, Tides Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Cannonball. That Cannonball took out Benarba High, Parrot, and Nadu 6. We're down to the final 3. It's Bo Reddington, BG Dub, and me. That Cannonball took out my Buster Beaver, took out Bo Reddington as well, and that's the game. So congratulations, BG Dub, the winner. NashvilleLou Live, good game. So for Cabinarna on up, a top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, BG Dub, victorious. All right, back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation mark play in chat. I'm going to keep this going until we get to top of the hour. We'll have at least a 1-hour broadcast. Go ahead now and get him with exclamation mark play. Is it not letting people in? I see people typing plays. Is this my punishment for complaining? All right, let's see. Main menu, back to it. Let's see if this will do it. It was just letting people in. I mean, see, Dan's putting an exclamation play. He said dig. Hopefully the dig will work. If that's nothing, we got a different sort of problem. Dig bar working quite nicely. All right, let's go. Let's see if it'll let me in. If not, then we'll have to figure something else out. The stars are just not aligned here. Okay, I'm going to bring the slate up for a second. I'm going to... Let's see. Oh, this will be just lovely. Yeah, it'll take a second for me to... I don't want to interact. I want to... Oh. Properties. There we go. So I'm reloading the game right now. It'll take just a second. Of all the times for that to happen, too. That's unusual. So I'm getting Twitchy Tides reloaded. It said the slate shows you the Warsaken tournament. Didn't even last 15 minutes in it. All right, let's try it now. Exclamation mark play. Oh, I didn't even get the... This little button. See that? Okay, here's a good chance. This blunder lets me show. See that? Well, you can't even see it because of the overlay. Oh, it's layers of difficulty with this. Here. See that little blue? I know it's blue in the background, but that little blue thing lets you expand it. I don't understand why some streamers don't do this. Just let you see the entire screen. Some of y'all clearly don't go back and watch your broadcast back later. I don't think you'd be making the same mistakes you are if you were going back. But it's not for me to tell people how to do their streams. All right, so let's put that back up there. The URL's in the corner. TwitchyTides.io is the website. Pop Paragon has done such a great job with Twitchy Tides. This game has done an outstanding job of connecting the world of Twitch live streaming and Wax Gaming. It's a perfect match, and it's been inexplicable to me, absolutely inexplicable, that people over at Wax have done so little to make that connection happen. Or when they did, they just completely dropped the ball with it. Like, I wonder how the same person is still in charge. We had a thriving thing going on near the end of 2022 with Blockchain Brawlers. And I know not everybody liked that game, but that's because, for the most part, they never explained how the game actually worked. They still haven't. Where's the tutorial? Oh. So it's 5 people in right now. I'll go ahead and normally this puts me out of sequence, but I do want to go with the number higher. So we have to get to 10 for a game to count for the leaderboard standings. I'll get in with, I use the Rainbow Soul the Catfish. That gets us to 6. We need a minimum of 10 for a game that'll count for the leaderboard standings. See that cannonball going through and killing people? This is going to confuse people here in this lobby area. I need to have some way to be able to, maybe it's in the settings already, I don't know it. I don't know. But there needs to be a way where it's just like, this is where they're just hanging out. This is their lobby. This isn't like the enemies come in here and kill them, but then they respawn. And that's fun enough if you're wanting some visual to go with it, but I'd like to be able to opt out of it. So hopefully that's a possibility. But here's the thing, if I'm going to play a game, I need to be able to stream it. If I can't, that's not useful spending my time, in my opinion. And if I'm setting something up, you're doing prep work, etc., that's obviously part of it. So we've got 6 players in for this next Twitchy Tides game. You can get in with the ! Play in chat. Taking this to top of the hour, then raiding out. On with the rest of the day. Maybe back tonight. I don't know. Maybe play some Sims 3 tonight. I should have had the slate already ready to go. It's just, I didn't. So I had to bust it to get that ready. At least the game loaded up properly. At least I can able to play a game and, win or lose. And I lost in that first round, but so it went. But it bothered me that they didn't mention this whole playing thing until after I'd already paid my money. That was really off-putting to me. But that doesn't outweigh the gratitude I have that we actually had one of these tournaments today. I don't know why the Blue Mint tournament stopped. I get people on both sides telling me things that don't match up. But again, the problem with those Blue Mint tournaments, as much fun as they can be, it's tough from a planning standpoint if you have to say, well, maybe I'll be out in 30 minutes or maybe I'll go for 4.5 hours. If you're going to put that allotment of time aside, you're going to make it worth your while. Whether it's the content you produce, there's some sort of prize you can win, etc. Putting a lot of work in with my new mockdraftnfl.com website. Definitely busy season for me. I've got a Swanee Tigers men's lacrosse broadcast coming up this Friday. That should be a lot of fun. Love getting up there to Swanee, Tennessee. It's not too far from Nashville. A little strong style driving up Interstate 24. So we've got 7 players in for this next Twitchy Tides game. Once we get to 10, we'll have enough for a game that'll count for the leaderboard standings. And then we'll start it at that point. In fact, right now, Swanee Tigers are playing at Oglethorpe down in Atlanta, Georgia. Their first SAA game of the season. So this Friday at 7 p.m. Central, so 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, I'll be on the call for the Swanee Tigers men's lacrosse game against Southwestern University out of Texas. Their first year in the SAA. And they've got like this monster road trip they're taking. I think it's like 2 of the teams far as playing the teams they're going to face on the road. Bit of a drive from Texas to get over the Arkansas and Tennessee and Georgia and those parts. 8 players in for this next Twitchy Tides game with exclamation mark play in chat. We've been in a holding pattern, and we'll stay in there for some time, I'm sure, with Warsaken as far as the Game Reward XP. Once that's ready, that's that monumental lift they have to do, and I really wish that they could have found a way to make a few fixes. They could have just made it where they could add a turn timer. That might have been enough. Because the problem is, if I'm throwing codes out and random people are getting in there, they can mess with me if they want to. They can just walk away and let the time... There's no clock ticking down. And then I'm live on stream and I'm vulnerable. If a game makes me vulnerable, that makes me not want to play it. So 2 more players and we'll have enough for our next Twitchy Tides game. Or we'll sit here for another 18 minutes and then I'll raid out. But hopefully we'll get at least one more game. I'm not going to run one that's less than 10. It's just not going to happen. Because those don't count. Part of the appeal is that you're getting leaderboard points, those top 10 finishes. It helps you in the competition for that Twitchy treasure. You can remember to claim that on a daily basis. Don't let that just waste away because you didn't claim it. Ditto for the Warsaken loot. If you've got Warsaken cards, you can earn loot. You just got to claim it on a daily basis so it doesn't just go away. Hey there, Prince Paradox. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Look at the King Claw representation. They've got 5 of the 9 fish in there. King Claw. And why not? It's a legendary fish. I mean, you'll see a lot of them if you watch any of these Twitchy Tides games. Here as of late, if you have, or if you do in the near future. It makes it look like everybody's got these, but not everybody does. Those are very tough to come by. Legendary. But they've got that very helpful power as far as being immune from being killed by Krabby Mike. No other fish in this game, to my knowledge, has that sort of power with any of the enemies. So it's been interesting to see that development as far as Twitchy Tides goes. A little bit something different. But Krabby Mike is such a nice addition. Now, you can go through, and if somebody really had a problem, they could play a game and not have Krabby Mike in there. But Krabby Mike's part of the fun. That's the newest of the enemies. All right, we got 10 players. Hooray. Let's take the overlay down. So this will be the 3rd Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Am I looking at the right thing there? Yes, I am. Okay, good. All right. 11 players in. Even better. All right, so for this next Twitchy Tides game, the winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. By win prize goes to 2nd place. And this 3rd Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. Right away, Krabby Mike took him my Rainbow Soul the Catfish. So everybody else gets a top 10 finish. And look at that, we got 6 King Claws in there out of 10 fish still in the game. The hook from Big Worm takes out Chut. We're down to 9. Depth Charge. Sir Koss is out. We're down to 8. Pink Felicia stings Dan Asker and Prince Paradox. We're down to 6. And a dropping cannonball shot takes out Rabbit Larry. We're down to 5. A minion command. Those minions are pretty strong about being able to identify and then neutralize an enemy right away. The special ability for King Claw. And that rising cannonball shot takes out Mortez and Autumn's Toys. We're down to the final three. It's a trio of King Claws, Anti-Killa, Parrot, and Funkin' Crypto. Big worm with a hook on that left side. And Anti-Killa get enough of an angle off this bounce to avoid it. That's immaterial as Big Worm gave up and disappeared. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. I lost in that first round of the Warsaken Blitz tournament. Pink Felicia stings Funkin' Crypto. Pink Felicia stings Anti-Killa, and that's the game. So congratulations, Parrot 314, the winner here in this third Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Game. And so for everybody but me, I was 11th. I'm outside the top 10. Everybody else, you got a top 10 finish. All the way up to number 1 and your winner. Parrot 314, victorious. Back open now for our next Twitchy Tides game. Exclamation mark play in chat. This throws me out of sequence, but I'll do it here just to go ahead because we're trying to get to 10 to have that minimum. So I'll use the Inferno Nessie this time. I can pull up a little bit of entertainment here as we try to get to 10 with this Inferno Nessie. Wait for the bounce off the top, then I'll do the Inferno spin. There's the Inferno spin. Just the lobby area here. Let's say you want to... Let's say there's a bunch of fish in there. You're playing on Breakman's stream, Consumer Break, and you want to find out where your fish is. Exclamation mark ping. Makes your fish twice as large for a small amount of time, and then get that kind of strobe effect behind you. Oh, there you are. You see there how you got enemies killing people in the lobby? How that could confuse players potentially? I wish there was a way you could set it where it wouldn't do that. I know you can just disable things to a degree, but I don't want to mess up the actual game itself. If I have to switch something between the lobby and the game every time, that's not a viable answer either. I don't even know if that's possible, but anyway, it'd be nice if there were a way to just have it where, even if that's not the default, where I could choose that as an option to say, all right, either no enemies for the lobby screen or the enemies have 0 kills. And then we start the game the actual... Because otherwise, again, the visual doesn't match what I'm telling people at times, and that bothers me. So up to 9 players now. One more will be to the minimum of 10. We'll get that next game started. So for that Warsaken Blitz, move to the front tournament. First round, best of 1. Lost the Lord Kraken, and that was it. Well, like I said, I was going to fill an hour. So we got Twitchy Tides. We got Scurvybot giving out Nash Cash. People able to dig every 15 minutes. 100% success rate. No dig pass needed. I think when I update the rotators to that upper right, like we're now available here, I put no dig pass required. Something else I've noticed with Scurvybot, it's been such a wonderful thing to have. And Dan Asker, you've done a fantastic job getting Scurvybot to where it needed to be, where I was comfortable with it. It's it works like a charm. You can track things. It's the exact sort of thing we needed in the world of Wax Gaming. All right, 10 players. We got enough of this next game. Let's take the overlay down. So for this 4th Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast, the winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card. An item from the NashvilleLou collection. If I win, prize goes to second place. And this next Twitchy Tides game begins now. Good luck. 10 players in. So we'll have this and then probably one more. And we'll raid on out and live to fight another day. I might be back tonight for all I know. I may get the itch to play some Sims 3. To be determined. Cannonball. That slider of a cannonball takes out Parrots. Shut and Rabbit Larry, we're down to 7. Depth Charge takes out Funkin' Crypto along with my Inferno Nessie. We're down to 5. Cannonball. Dan Asker's out. We're down to 4. The final 4. Autumn's Toys. Banarba High. JR since 82. And Naznara. And look out, Krabby Mike up top. Krabby Mike. Those sharp claws take out Banarba High. Autumn's. There's the value of King Claw. Any other fish would be dead right now. Instead, King Claw still has one more kill left. It won't be for Autumn's Toys. Almost left the screen. We're down to 3. Hey, look back. The return. Look who's back. It's Krabby Mike once again. And again, Autumn's Toys is okay there with that King Claw. That's a huge advantage. That legendary tier King Claw. And again, Krabby Mike. Krabby Mike's coming up empty. The battle continues. Autumn's Toys, JR since 82, and Naznara. Big Worm the Hook takes out Naznara. We're down to the final 2. Autumn's Toys and JR since 82, the last 2. Flame Command from JR since 82. Here comes Pink Felicia up top. Pink Felicia stings JR since 82. And that's the game. So congratulations, Autumn's Toys. The winner here. In this 4th Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. 10 players, so everybody got a top 10 finish. All the way to number 1. Autumn's Toys, the winner. All right, one more Twitchy Tides game. Last one of the broadcast before you right out. Exclamation mark play will get you in. When we get to 10, then we'll be ready to go with that last Twitchy Tides game. I'll use the Rainbow Soul of the Catfish. So I might be back later or late tonight US time. We got 7 players in. If you'd like to join, get in that last Twitchy Tides game, make that 8. You can do so by typing exclamation mark play in chat. So we're up to 9. One more. That's 10. Okay, so we're up to 10. All right, I'll take the overlay down. So for this last Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast, the winner will receive a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. If I win, prize goes to second place. Got 11 players in. And this last Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's NashvilleLou Live. So the Warsaken Blitz tournament is a bust of a tournament for me. Out one game played, grand opening, grand closing. We've been playing Twitchy Tides since. We'll raid out here after this game concludes. Jamie Penguins and Jeff 0079 are out, so we're down to 9. Got some of those Octopus Prime, one of the new Series 5 rares in the mix. Chuck gets taken out there by Debo the Shark. We're down to 8. Remember, there's no dig pass required with Scurvy Bot. That cannonball takes out Space NFT Steve and Sir Koss, and we're down to 6. Depth Charge takes out My Soul the Catfish. We're down to 5. You see Tentacle Whip. Quite the move there from the Octopus Prime. That was a clever parody of the Optimus Prime from Transformers. So it's Nadu 6, Banarba High, Autumn's Toys, and Dark Room. But Autumn's Toys hits that Depth Charge. We're down to 3. Dark Room War, Banarba High, and Nadu 6. Cannonball. I took out Dark Room. We're down to the final 2, Banarba High, and Nadu 6. The last 2. Now it's Pink Felicia. Look out, here comes Pink Felicia. That was very narrow for both players. Somehow Felicia missed both Banarba High and Nadu 6. No miss that time. Debo takes out Nadu 6, and that's the game. So congratulations, Banarba High. The winner here in this 5th Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. All right, well, didn't turn out the way I'd hoped it might with that Warsaken Blitz tournament. I moved to the front tournament. I'm glad we actually had a Blitz tournament. We need a lot more of this. And we need some round-robin games, please. I've not been able to get people interested in that, but this single elimination tournament, if you got like 32 people in there, you have to set a lot of time away, and it really puts you in a bind. So hopefully we can find a way around that. All right. Let's go see what Turtles and Chill has going on, shall we? That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.